What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or
Really,
whatever.
really,
Period. Yes,
Damn.
Lee.
Period.
Period. Period. I'm your
Period.
host, Pharaoh. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee. Y'all, I'm gagged a little bit. I'm not gonna
Damn.
lie. I'm not gonna
This was a
lie.
nasty blindside, mama.
It was a
And
good
like,
one.
I don't know, like for the first time, like in a while for this season, I'm like, I don't know, energized to actually talk about it. I'm energized than what I would usually want. These last few dude, like, okay. Y'all, because Pharaoh was on the phone for me, so he know the real tea. I liked the episode. I didn't hate it. This was one of my favorites. I just think overall, I'm just done with the Survivor season. I really am. I'm like, I want this
Lee.
to wrap up so bad. And knowing that we have a 2-part finale with 2-hour episodes, I'm just like,
Mhm.
woo. But
I do.
hey, this was a really good episode. It was.
Yes, I think for me, the season definitely started to drag. I hate what they've done to the merge and how they've just diluted it to its core. Like, imagine a Coke, a soda, a very strong soda. That's what the merge used to be. And they've made it fully water at this point. They've just poured and poured and poured, and now it's nothing. So this season I'm good with analogies. Yeah, I ate that up. But anyways, this season has drug it out for me. It's made it very water, very bland. So this was really the first episode of the merge that I'm like, this was actually a good episode. If this was a normal season, not that it's not a normal season, but if this season had a normal merge and they was following the template they used to have back in the day, this would have been a great episode. I would have been hyped. I would have been here for it. But they have been, they've been struggling to keep my attention. So by this episode, I was like, okay, y'all need to really gag me. But they did a good job. I liked this episode, thanks to the cast.
This was
not thanks to Jeff, but thanks to the cast.
Well, it just goes to show what happens if you just let the people play on the island, like we usually do. Like this does feel like, a normal episode. And we haven't really had those. So I don't know. I'm really excited. I love the move in itself. Like I feel like I was saying in the last podcast that sometimes like the eliminations, especially in New Era Survivor, it just feels like people are just going home. Like there's like no real like rhyme or reason as to why it's happening necessarily. We don't get a lot of background to explain certain feelings and emotions between the cast. So it just seems like out of nowhere. And I liked how, we have this situation with a split tribe and we watch them kind of build this move. And we have an end result that was really good to see this blindside against the other side. It was just so fun, especially like a player like Andy, where it's like he's kind of doing like the chaos cast of it all, like very much so. Like he's flipping back and forth, it's very fun. So yeah, it's cute for sure.
I like when a season can tell a story, and I feel like they have more time with 90 minutes, but they're doing worse at telling stories because I feel like the players don't have that much time. And these last couple of seasons, because it's been 26 days instead, there's a vote every 2 days. There's less time to develop a character. Like the reason Survivor got so good was because characters were being created from this shit. Tyson and what he is. It started off with Jerry and how evil she was. We got to see her grow throughout the season, and then people like Russell, people like Boston Rob, like they're characters. And it's very hard to get that when everything is going so fast paced and everybody has to flip flop and do this and we have to work. So when seasons are able to kind of find a structure, it starts to become good because we can actually see the people involved rather than the flip-flopping. That's why I think I did like 45D season. I did like that season. I didn't like that it was so structured and predictable, but I like that I got to see characters from that season because it was kind of more not this, we got to move around in this 26 days and there's 50 million advantages and all of that wasn't happening. It was more simple. And this season, now that this round has been kind of more straight, these last 2 rounds, it's been the 5 versus the 3. And I feel like because of that, it's gotten more simple. So I've been able to kind of like actually develop a little bit more interest in just the people rather than what's happening with the game mechanics and shit. That shit was pissing me off. But we move. We're here. It was a good episode. I'm here. Boom. Let me pull up the people. So we started off this episode. Of course, at first it was the 5 versus the 3. Andy was working with the people who are on the top, which is Teeny, Rachel, Sue, and Caroline, and they voted out Kyle. So we started off this round, and Genevieve and Sam were basically like, "Girl, what we gonna do?
What the hell we gonna do now?
What we gonna do now?" So they're having a bad time, and Sue
Sam and
Caroline,
Genevieve ending up on the bottom of the tribe is just so hilarious because they were both like the mothers for their tribe in the beginning, and now look at them.
Yep, I agree. And then Sue and Caroline, y'all, I don't know if Sue and Caroline have fans, truthers, besties, whatever it might be, but no shade. They not that smart, huh? Like I don't think they're dumb.
I mean, Caroline got some nasty fans from seems like from the chat because every time we mention Caroline, it'll be 1 or 2 people in there saying, she's smart. She's gonna win."
Y'all gonna have to be mad at me because
however, you're not gonna drag Caroline too much because I do love Caroline. I really love her
Caroline
spirit. She's just so sweet and nice. Like when she went home, she was like, "It was an honor playing with all of you. Good game." Like I really love her. I really do. She has such a, like when Jeff said he doesn't want villains on Survivor 50, he wants people to enjoy the game. He meant Caroline. I would love to see her play the game again because she just seems so happy to be there. But
I honestly would.
She's gonna have to really get into the strategy because I mean, like, she really could have done so much more with her position, and like especially her and Sue clocking that something may be happening, and they just allowed the game to move forward. It was just like, damn. And I feel like we kind of seen that through Caroline throughout this. She did, and we kind of saw that with Caroline throughout the game, where it was like you're always like the understudy, you're always kind of like the secondary girl, and it wasn't in a way of like she's being protected or shielded. It's just like, well, they're not necessarily worried about you right now. And then when Rachel wasn't an option, girl, boom, right there. And she went home very easily. So it's very like, damn.
Very easily. And I liked her, and I do like her a lot. And she's one of the reasons I wish they did do an All-Stars before they had season 50, because people like Caroline deserve to play again. And I hope they have space for her, but I'm not confident that they will. Jeff said they're taking from any season ever. He says they're looking for people who are just excited to play the game and second chance people. And it's like, if they're doing the same format as the first second chance, Caroline not getting voted in, no shade. Well, I mean, she might, but considering the fact that they're going to be looking from people from before season 40 and people from David versus Goliath and Millennials versus Gen X, like so many people that the fans have been wanting to see. I'm like, now people like Caroline, it's like, girl, you ain't gonna make it on a returning, or even like just a Sam or even an Andy and a Genevieve. It's like maybe they could get on, but also maybe not. If the fans are voting and they're thinking of the nostalgia of it all the fans not just gonna vote for these people when they can vote for Davey and Christian Hubicki, and there's so many other people who
I don't think Jeff gonna let us vote.
And Angelina, he just gonna choose.
Yep.
And is
I don't think we're voting for. Jeff seems to not do anything correctly. So I don't think we're voting. I think they're going to choose. And I think that people like Andy would have a chance because I'm getting the feeling that 50 isn't going to be as competitive as we think. So we'll see.
And not even the feeling. He's basically saying,
hearing more,
basically telling us.
Like every week, I feel like I hear another article from Jeff saying some stupid ass shit. It's truly made me not even excited for 50. Truly. I heard that they not even calling certain, like, I just, because like I said, I'm already disliking the fact that a lot of our faves aren't going to be there, but I also just hate the fact that we don't get to see just New Era playing. Like, I hate that. It's like, I would hate that we don't get a season full of all New Era people, because mixing everyone, they're going to leave out so many people. And I feel like, honestly, it's going to be a bunch of Kayas. Like, I feel like it's not going to be that good. But who knows? We're not there yet.
Good. I think the season will still be good. I just think the cast is going to be like, and it's not going to be what it should be. And I think that's most of the issue to me. What 50 should be is not what we're going to get.
That's
even if it ends up being a good season,
I'm not getting my hopes up
anymore.
Like, I was originally very excited for it, and like, you're right. I don't think it's going to be terrible, because returning Survivor seasons, it can only be so bad. I mean, when I first saw that Game Changers cast, I said, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, but the season was okay. It was pretty good.
It was.
They were changing the game.
Yeah. But that was also mainly the mothers doing that. Not Parvati, Sari, Andrea, my sister, Michaela. The main girlies.
Sarah.
Sarah, the main girlie. So as long as they have like some people like that in the cast, it'll be fine. But it's just like, I don't know. I just want something major, and I don't trust them no more.
Yeah. Just Kyle, I say this every freaking podcast. I'm not going to keep saying it, but just Kyle says 49 should be a new era second chance. 50 should be legends. Simple. Are you dumb? I don't know what's making them not do that. They've had not back-to-back returnee seasons, but they've had like 30 be a returnee, 31 be new, and then 32 be returnee. They've done very close returnee seasons. So I don't know why they don't do it. And they've also brought people back immediately after their season multiple times. So it wouldn't be an issue. So I don't see the problem. Philip says, I want to see Kelly Wentworth. I liked her. You probably won't see Kelly Wentworth because Jeff has been implying that it is going to be a second chance type of situation where it's going to be players that have only played one time, which I don't mind that, but I mind it for 50. Yeah. Why is 50?
And then also I feel like what everything we want is not going to happen. Like, it's not going to be 2 tribes. It's going to be 3 again. Oh. That's going to be hella beware advantages. He's going to take away more votes. It's going to be more journeys. Like, Lord. I'm not excited. I'm not excited.
Let's keep a positive hat on. Let's be hopeful. He did make a statement and said that he does want to. He wants it to be fan service, basically.
So he said,
I
vote.
Hopefully he does. Maybe he will. He does. He's claimed.
When I tell you that was Survivor's best decision that year, they let us vote. I was like seated down for that.
Yeah, child. But we move. So, Sue and Caroline. What I was getting into is Sue and Caroline. They're celebrating Kyle going home, and Sue has had this vendetta against him for seemingly like very little reason. He said her name one time on the first tribal council when he was in a totally different scenario, and Sue has been refusing to be malleable to the game, and she's been consistently thinking of that. And it's like, girl, I just cannot get behind that thinking. You're never going to win with that thinking.
And
like,
shame.
It's ridiculous. And then Caroline being so excited to vote him out and being so excited to vote Gabe out, that's why we dropped her down from where she was. She wasn't at Mother. No, she was at Mother that one round, I think.
She was.
And it's like, we had to drop her down, girl. You're not thinking about your own position. And then we see what happened in this episode, and it's like, if Gabe was here, Gabe's not voting out Caroline. So
Gabe was going to ride with Sue and Caroline to the end. I truly think so, because he thought he could beat them. And I wish Caroline would have realized, girl, Gabe ain't beating you. I don't think Gabe would have beat them at all. Unless, we don't really know what the jury is thinking ever, seems like. So I can't say per se. It just seems like Caroline kind of just had a better story a little bit and better connections with the people on the tribe. So, and we said this before, like, she really just gave up her agency in the game, and now she's out. Same with Genevieve when she went after Saul. Now she's at the bottom. This is a great episode for her, but girl, you're still not in the position that you would want to be in, So it's like, it's unfortunate, and it just goes to show, I don't think when there is 19 people on the fucking island that your target should be the person that you've been working with. Like, whether you feel like they can beat you now, worry about that later. Like, her targeting Gabe, I think this round would be okay.
Yeah.
Like, because you already kind of have the structure. I would see she probably have the majority, things like that. It would be easier to do. You doing it so early, it's like you're just helping so many other people, and those people teamed up against y'all.
Yeah. And honestly, same with Genevieve, because at that point, Genevieve was working with Gabe and Tuku, and then she was like, let's just vote out Gabe and Tuku. And now look at you. And Caroline, now look at you. Y'all are the 2 votes. I don't know why they went against the structure that they had built to take out Saul. They built this structure to take out Saul, and then they took out Gabe. And then now they're in a terrible position. They're all going home, and they're confused. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know what was clicking. But to be honest, this merge has been seemingly simple. Stick with your tribe, boo. And no one's trying to do it. What the fuck is going on?
And like, unless like the season like permits it, and I think the season didn't necessarily permit it. Like, unfortunately, like, it's best to kind of do the simple thing and just stick with the people you know. And I know I've talked about it being kind of boring to see, but it's smarter. That's why it's boring. You probably should stick with the stuff you know, and then turn at the right moment. No one turns at the right moment. No one does, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. Everybody's gotten so itchy to take. Marianne's the only one in this new era who turned on their ally at the right moment. Everybody else, it's like, why are you not waiting? It'd be top 11, and they'd be like,
girl, pre-merge. Oh, girl, Pharaoh gotta go.
Like, what?
Girl, come on.
Lee, honestly, Lee is my biggest. Girl, it's only 2 people on your tribe. Like we just got a whole other tribe you gotta meet. Like, I don't understand. But anyways, we move. Genevieve does her rounds because that's mother, and she's gonna do her rounds. Okay. She talks to Andy. She tries to like apologize
I
because she was
love
saying
this
that he's a
scene.
goat.
She ate this up.
Blah.
She I think like this
Did.
really started, you know, them three linking up, her apologizing like this, and then she had a dining room where she's like, I mean, basically, I'm aware of what I need to do. People see me as cold, they see me as heartless, they see me as calculated. I need to fix some of those things. And no shade, I do love Andy, but baby, I knew that was gonna work on Andy. Andy, I feel like he's very strategic, but he also leads with emotions. So her coming to him in this moment, feeling this genuineness, I felt like that helped him go with them this round as well.
Mm-hmm. And I think because the way he plays is so chaotic and it's not structured, so he's open to a lot of things, and I think that it's important to try to use people like him who's willing to flip on their side to try to get them to flip back, because that's usually what happens. Like Chaos Cass, like him, like if there's a player like that, that's someone who you can use to flip if they are in the majority. So it was smart that Genevieve went to him, because girl, he probably gonna flip, and we see what happens.
Yeah, I remember when we were watching, you was like, okay, I would need to flip somebody. Who would you go to? And you mentioned maybe Sue and Caroline.
I was like Caroline, maybe Caroline and Sue. I was like, maybe specifically for me, it was Caroline, because Caroline just flipped on Gabe and Kyle and Sue, because she didn't vote with Sue. So I'm like, girl, if somebody gonna flip, maybe it'll be Caroline. But Andy was right there too, and that was a good option as well, and he ate that up. But yeah, I was like, dang, I don't know who to pick. Who I would pick? I wouldn't have went for Teeny or Rachel. My options would have been Andy or Caroline. Those would have been the top two because they're flip floppy. And I think he did. He was smart. He chose Andy. He already had a prior relationship with Andy. So when we got to the reward and Sam chose him, I felt like that was smart for him, you know? And it worked. So, hey, he ate it up. Nothing to really say. No notes. You did what you needed to do. Genevieve also talks to Teeny. She talks to Teeny, and
this conversation was crazy.
No, it was actually
and this conversation for me solidified Genevieve being a mother again.
Yeah, no, Genevieve,
I'm sorry. This is my mama.
This is my mama. I just can't let her go for too long. I really can't.
She's hilarious.
Dang, they in the chat keep saying this. I'm gonna talk about it at the end. About that spoiler, girl. I'm talking about it at the end.
Oh, wrong spoiler.
So she talks to Teeny. And she's trying to pitch this idea of like, Rachel's this great player, by the way. Rachel's gonna win, by the way. Like, we might need to take out Rachel, and everyone keeps saying this. Rachel still ain't got a vote written down, goddamn. But they keep saying that, and she's pitching this to her,
telling her like, it's gonna be hard for you in the end. Like, I mean, I think I'd vote her.
And Teeny was like, even over me. Teeny was like, do you think you even vote her over me? And she's like, it's not gonna be no landslide slam dunk if you're sitting next to Rachel.
Like, I'm sorry. And then honestly, the way Teeny reacted to this, I'm like, now
no, please,
you cannot be mad. Like, first of all, you asked and she answered. And she's like, I mean, she was like, the way she did not give a damn either. She was like, I mean, I think you're, I don't know. I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about your game that aren't just going to be the same. It's like she was being very honest. And she was like, well, you did ask. But also, Teeny, no shade. You don't know that? Like, you think you could just go to the end?
I was like, you need to listen to her because she's spilling. You're not winning, Teeny.
Yeah, you're not winning against Rachel. And that should be obvious. I'm actually surprised she was confused by that.
I'm shocked that they took it as like, oh, they're questioning my intelligence, my game. And it's like, no, Rachel just played a better one. Sorry.
So we move. So that's how that conversation went. And Teeny was a little pressed about it. And Teeny goes and she tells Rachel, she's like, yeah, girl, they're targeting you and they're trying to tell me that you're just this big threat and they're hyping you up as this big threat. And Rachel's like, oh, okay, they're coming after me. Noted. Rachel is so like low key. Like, she's super chill. Like, somebody be talking to her, she'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then she'll just move forward and win immediately. And that's it. It's like she doesn't do too much. And I think that's why I like her. Like, she's different because she's not the typical, you're my mother, you're that girl, you're out here eating them up, you're kind of manipulating that. She doesn't do all of that. She's more so like, oh, I'm your mother. And she moves forward. Like, she's just she just is my mama. She doesn't have to be my mama. And you know what I mean? Like, she just is. And other people, you know, they're being my mama. Genevieve is being my mother currently. Rachel just is. And I love that. She just is. She just is. Shout out to Rachel. But anyways, she just takes it, notes it down, and moves forward. She doesn't do too much. She don't do shit about it. She moves forward. We go to the reward. The reward is this elegant Alleganza, eat the boots down, Italian food.
Eat the boots down. It's crazy.
It's an Italian food dinner. They get Italian food, and the winner can bring 2 people on. And it's an overnight reward. So they're sleeping the night in the sanctuary. So Sam ends up winning, eats it up. Rachel comes second. That girl gonna be hard to beat.
Rachel don't be playing, okay? Rachel's about to win her way to the end. And then win the game.
She won the last immunity. She got second in this reward. Very, very close. And then she wins the immunity. Like, hold on. Can y'all even beat her in the comps? Let alone beat her idol, let alone her block a vote, let alone her in the final 3?
Her influence, her power.
Like, she's almost like an ethereal entity. She's about to become an ethereal entity in a minute. If she wins another immunity, it's over. Like, I don't know what else to call her but mother. But anyways, Sam wins. And he decides to take Andy first. And this was very strategic because when Andy gets there, he eats him up. And then he also takes Genevieve. And it's like, boom. This is the perfect storm.
Operation Italy. Oh.
So they head to the reward. And the other 4 go back to camp. At the reward, Genevieve, Andy, and Sam are talking. Sam apologizes to Andy. Just like Genevieve did earlier. He's like, look, when we came to the merge, I just treated you so badly. I definitely shouldn't have did that. Come vote with me, daddy. Like,
and
come
like,
back over here.
I don't know how to feel about this. Because like I said earlier, I just think that Andy is someone who would lead with his emotions. We've seen him previously in this season make decisions based on how he was kind of feeling. Not saying that he's not strategic. I think that there's a mixture with him, which I really enjoy. I like seeing his brain work. But I think it starts with emotion. And in this situation, Genevieve and Sam are lying. Like, I don't think they give a damn. I don't think they care to apologize. They know they need his vote. And they need him on their side. And they know he's probably the easiest one to flip. So the fact that he kind of went all in with them and then flipped on the Underdogs Alliance, I'm kind of like, did Andy get manipulated, or did he really have as much control of the situation as he speaks about in the episode? Because I feel like Andy, he takes the reins for sure. He comes up with the idea, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like, he has a lot of work put into it, but it's like, would he originally went this way if he wasn't asked to go on the reward? If they didn't apologize, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, and it's. I do think he might have, because the last couple of episodes, he keeps coming up with plans. Because remember, I want to say last episode or the one before that, he's like, actually, we should take out Genevieve. And then it didn't work. But he had a whole plan to come and randomly take out Genevieve. And then the episode before that, he had a whole plan to do to take out someone else, and it didn't work. So I think he does just wake up, come up with a plan, and he tries to make it work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like
y'all don't post spoilers in the chat. Don't do that. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Don't post the spoilers in the chat.
Don't put the spoilers in the chat.
We don't talk about them freely on the podcast. Some of the girls don't know.
Don't do
that, sister.
I didn't even see that, sister child. Yeah, don't put the spoilers. Don't post the spoilers. Because what if
some people don't know? If you know, we also seen them, but we don't tell people openly because a lot of people haven't seen them. So don't be in the chat posting the spoilers, child.
Yeah, let people. There's 2 more episodes. Let them enjoy. I won't, because I already know the outcome. But let them enjoy.
We don't know how accurate they are.
They're alleged. Yeah, which I love, because I can keep in my mind this allegation, and I can be like, oh, I still don't know. But anyways, boom. They have that conversation, put a pause on it because they didn't really develop the plan at first. We hop to the camp. And this is why, when it comes to Andy's plan, I like it and then I don't like it, because like you said, it kind of seems like, were you just convinced of this? But even regardless of whether he was convinced, it seems random every time Andy does something. When he flips on someone, it's like, do you need to be fully flipping? I don't know if you need to be doing all of that. When he makes a move, like, do you need to be doing all of that? When he like comes up with a plan to take someone out, I'm like, calm down. And even here, I think it technically works because the other 4 girls were creating a new structure and he was going to be on the out of it. But I don't believe he knew that in his heart. I just think he was coming up with this plan regardless of the fact that they were doing that. And I think that's the issue with Andy. It's never like this is happening, so he's doing this to counter it. It's always, I'm just going to do this. I just want to do something. Let me just come up with this plan. And I don't like that. You need to be adjusting your game based on what you're perceiving. If he was perceiving them linking up and then he did this, sure. But it didn't seem that was the case. It just seemed like he wanted to flip like Chaos Cass. And did Chaos Cass win?
And that's the thing. And that's why I love this move, like for the TV edit of it all. Like the way they edited this episode. I saw someone earlier say they didn't love the edit. That was kind of one of my favorite things a little bit. I think it was Benny mentioned that it was kind of like a heist movie. Yeah. I kind of fucked with it. I did. I thought it was cute. I thought it was new. I thought it was different. And what I've noticed with Andy is that he usually have these very interesting edits. Like I think they put a lot into the character that he's bringing to the show. Yeah. And I kind of enjoy that a little bit. And I think it worked for the episode that we were watching. But I just feel like, is this going to make him a target? Because, realistically going into top 6, Carolyn's now out. It's Sue, Rachel, and Teenie versus Sam, Andy, and Genevieve. And we know Rachel and Sue have their idols, and Rachel has a block of vote. And this was all obviously Andy's fault. So while the jury has now acknowledged him as someone, Andy flipped again. I don't know if that was positive or negative, but they acknowledged that it was Andy's doing. Yeah. I don't see him necessarily just being in the end game now, because what's stopping the 3 girls from now targeting you next with their block vote and 2 idols, So I think it put him in a really dangerous spot in a season where there's 2 idols left late in this game and these advantages,
And he knows about them. So it's like, should you have played it a little bit more differently? I don't know. Because in a way, I feel like maybe he could have played, sure, he was on the bottom of the situation, but if they take out Sam and Genevieve, now Sue and Caroline can't go to the end with Teenie and Rachel, and Teenie and Rachel can't go to the end with Sue and Caroline. So there is room, I feel like, to play it differently, but we'll see how it works out. Maybe it can.
It's hard because I'm always for people taking a risk. Like he took a risk. It was a big risk, and it could work out great for him if they're able to maneuver well. It's just for some reason I don't see it working out for Andy. I don't know. Andy has never gave me winner throughout the season. He's given me big personality, but I don't see him in the final tribal.
Yeah. Shout out to HFG. HFG says, and
he's making right HFG.
Period. And he has made this game more fun to watch, which I agree. I love that he was in this season. He's carrying it in a lot of ways because we need a personality. We really do. Or else Survivor lacks survivorness. Yeah. Like Survivor was built off big personalities. So I'm glad we've
been the most fun this season. Like I really 100%. Enjoyed him for what he brings to the show.
100%. But boom. We're here. So back at camp, they're mad. Specifically, Teenie. Teenie is like, Sam just chose his 2 besties and think we ain't know, and you just left. He just left us in the crowd. Teenie was so pressed. I'm like, damn. So Lee, apparently, Streets is saying some of the girls, well, not the girls, some of the men are getting upset that Teenie was getting so mad at Sam and had this rant. And they're on Reddit saying that Teenie, I don't like Teenie anymore because she's trying to play this victim card, and Teenie
they were just talking shit. Who gives a damn? I hate when people do that. It's like, why do we turn silly reality TV drama into like this biggest discourse? Especially, they're probably only saying that because they're incels on Reddit. Well, no shade. And Teenie, of course, shaded. If who Teenie is as a person, so they're mad. Anyways. I feel like you could be a little annoyed with Teenie, but straight up dragging them, especially people from the Reddit side of it, it's like, girl, I don't think any of them actually care about what Teenie said. They probably just care that Teenie is Teenie.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Teenie was being obnoxious this episode. I'm not gonna lie. See y'all in the chat. Teenie was doing a lot. I'm like, why are you so angry? Like, even though
they were mad as hell, and then Teenie got played down later by Operation Italy.
Again, Teenie. I need Teenie to lock in because Teenie is someone who could be a good player, great at positioning, great at surviving. It's just, I don't know if they be in the clouds or what. Because when it comes to a vote, Teenie ain't never gonna be in the right side. Ever.
Poor Teenie. Poor Teenie.
Poor Teenie. But we move. So they're mad and they agree it's gonna be Sam. Period. As long as Sam loses, it's gonna be Sam. If Sam win, it's gonna be Genevieve. It's nothing. They gotta go. It's fuck them. It's gonna be Sam, then Genevieve, then Andy. All three of them is out, and that's just that on that. And Carol was like, and Sue was like, yup, they gotta fucking go. Rachel was like, period. I don't care who they think is gonna win the game. Yeah, I'm gonna be all three of y'all, but still, we need to make sure them other three go. That is perfect for Rachel. It's really perfect.
But this is the fact. Tini was really leading that conversation too. Like Tini was making sure we sticking together and we getting one of them bitches out. Period. But also, I hate when things get mentioned on the episodes and then we don't see that come to like fruition because they were kind of discussing how, oh yeah, they're gonna try to flip Andy. Y'all know Andy is flip flop. Oh, I guess he did a good job acting when he came back, which to be fair, he did. But still, like, think about that. Like, the way Survivor works, anything can happen at any time. Like, truly. I feel like, I don't know, like, because I never really think of strategies for Survivor like I do with Big Brother because I'm just not as huge of a super fan of Survivor as I am with Big Brother. But with Survivor, I feel like the easiest thing to do is just be cool with everybody. Like, you really just need to be cool with everybody in their moment because you won't get caught up in no mess like this. Like, I'm thinking back to, like, Caroline's relationship with Genevieve. It's like, did she just, like, let that go away over the last few rounds? It's like, maybe you wouldn't have been the target if you had a little intel with Genevieve. And then, like, Teenie had a relationship with Sam in the early days of the merge. It's like, what happened to that relationship? It's like, to make sure that no one is doing something behind your little back, you need to be cool with everybody, which I can see how it could just be hard and also can get you caught up. But it's like, how do you stop people from turning on you? Because it feels like people in Survivor turn on each other so easily. Like, you could be besties with somebody, literally share all of your deepest, darkest secret, and they'll be like, I mean, they can beat me. They can go.
Survivor seems
12,
so
but they can go.
In that regard, it seems so difficult to like not get turned on, or like even I don't know. Survivor just seems so difficult. I don't think Survivor would be very hard. It would be very hard. I feel like the structure of how Big Brother works is a little bit easier. It's just the length and the mental load of Big Brother is very difficult. But with Survivor, you know, the length is kind of easy. It is a mental load, but it's less. But when it comes to how the game is played, everyone is vulnerable every round. If you lose,
scary. That's so scary. Like, I feel like Big Brother, if you were playing Big Brother week to week, there are times where you can be like, I mean, shit, I'm good. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Whereas Survivor, it's like, it's a round per day or every 2 days. And even your closest ally can take you out. I mean, hell, we watch Blood versus Water. Even your own daughter can vote you out.
Yeah.
Like,
So at the reward challenge, Andy tells them this plan. He said, regardless of which I would have said today, I woke up with this plan and I was going to do it. And, you know, I was the underdog and Yeah. And so he said, look, we need to first, we had this alliance. It was the underdog alliance. It was the 5 of us. We were all working together. We're not going to be able to pull Teenie. We're not going to be able to flip Rachel. We're not flipping any of them. So we need to come up with something else. And they were like, oh, okay. What's T? He's like, if we can convince them that one of you have the idol and then decide to split the votes, I can flip and vote with you guys and they will be blindsided. We'll move forward. We'll call it Operation Italy. They said, shit, let's get to it.
It was gaggy. It was gaggy. I really loved it. And something I hate to say it because I just started Survivor Australia, but something about the episode gave me Survivor Australia vibes. I don't know. I just loved the different editing. I loved the pacing. I loved like the lead up to this like blind side. Like I loved it. I did.
I thought it was fun too. I did think it was fun. So back at camp, they all have their designated tasks and they get them done. Sam has to pretend that everything is the same. He still is a weakling. He needs somebody's vote. He's trying to flip people. So he's doing all of that. Genevieve has to pretend to have an idol. So Sam gave Genevieve his old idol from Gata, which is dead now. And she jizzed it up a little bit. And it's like, okay, this is the new merge idol. This is what I'm going to be showing people if I need to. I'm going to keep it real cute, real demure. Andy has a big task because not only does he have to pretend that he didn't get flipped, he also has to pretend that Genevieve has an idol. So we need to split these votes. And he needs to convince them to split.
Now,
I like splitting votes. So he would have got me. I'm not gonna lie.
outside looking in, I was like, should they be cautious as to how much he's mentioning this? Because it felt like everything he just kept bringing it up. Yeah. And then the way he brought it up felt so weird. He was like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just really scared of that idol, you know. I think we have to split. I think we have to do it. And I'm just like, I don't know.
So Kingo said, would you have caught the plan?
I don't know. I feel like it's easy to say outside looking in, maybe, but I truly don't know if I was out there on that island if I would have caught it.
I wouldn't have caught it. And let me tell you why. Andy always acts like this. So I don't think
they're kind of nervous kind of energy.
Because and even the constantly bringing up a plan that no one is listening to, that's what he's been doing all merge. He constantly brings up his plan and then he keeps repeating it. So we should do this. No, we should. And he tries to convince them. And then they're like, okay, anyways. So it didn't feel different from any other round with Andy, in my opinion. I feel like he could have been doing this and still genuinely been working with them the way that he acts. So for me, I definitely wouldn't have clocked it. I'm not gonna lie. I would have got. I would hopefully I would have won immunity or something because I would have got.
And I guess they just weren't like really harping on the numbers because you know the split left them vulnerable if Andy flipped. So it's like I guess as a player, it's like they should have been thinking, if we split and if one of us goes over there, you know, but none of them were thinking one of them were going to flip, which is like, why wouldn't you think that? Especially when Andy spent the whole night with them.
So Rachel thought it. Rachel did think it.
And Caroline, Sue also mentioned it to Caroline about it's like feeling like something is off because they're too comfortable. So I don't know. And like, I think if you feel it, especially in Survivor, you got to go with it. If you think he's flipping, act like it and play in that way.
I agree. I would not have been. I don't think I would have caught along the plan exactly, but I don't think I would have been comfortable with the split in this scenario with Andy alone. Like, let's say I was Rachel and Andy was like, okay, me, you, and Teeny will vote one way, and then Sue and Caroline will vote the other. I would be like, maybe me, Sue, and Caroline can vote one way and you and Teeny can vote the other. Like, I would try to make sure that I'm comfortable with the three that are all voting together. Andy is the most flip-floppy one. They all admitted it. I don't know why they would allow him to be a part of the three. Someone else should have been a part of the three, and then the other two should have been a part of the two with Andy. Because no, you're not going to play me. Please get the fuck out of my face. So I just think, personally, I feel like Rachel was too comfortable because she had immunity and she has an idol and she has a block.
I will say it seemed like Rachel didn't give a fuck.
She didn't give a fuck. She did not give a fuck. I don't think she gave a fuck because she kind of said it. She was like, girl, is he playing us? Anyways. And like, I don't think she cared. I think Caroline and Sue, no shade, have been lackluster strategically these last couple of rounds. And Teeny has been lackluster all season. And it's no shade. But when it comes to thinking about strategy, they haven't been on top of their game.
Yeah, Rachel's honestly, Sam, Genevieve, and Andy are some of the ones who've been really... Yep. And Sam, not recently at all. I'm talking about pre-merge for sure. But still, you know, I see what you mean as in comparison to them.
Yeah, the strategic chops is just like, it's not eating. But anyways, we get to the immunity challenge. It's this obstacle course, Y'all know what they do. And Rachel
bodies
real bad. Like, she bodied it real bad. And they had to like balance these balls on a ball in a doom. Ate it up. Second immunity win in a row. I'm thinking, okay, Lee, there's only 3 more immunities. Ain't nobody beating Rachel. What the fuck y'all gonna do? Like, it's getting scary, and Rachel has an idol. So I'm like, how are you gonna get Rachel out? We'll see.
Yeah.
We go back to the camp, and then of course the plan is still on. At first, the whole idea was to vote out Rachel because she's the best threat.
Yeah.
But Rachel is now immune, so
gagged them
real bad.
Gagged them so bad.
Gagged them real bad. And Sam and Genevieve were like, well, shit, we can still do it. How about Caroline?
Ooh, gagged her. And it's like, Sam, what happened to targeting Sue? God damn it.
What happened?
Because Loki, I did not want Caroline to go. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want her to go.
Yeah.
I was kind of growing. Caroline was growing on me. She was. So I was kind of sad when they switched to Caroline. But girl, Caroline, step your cookies up, girl.
Yeah. Because they're basically like, Caroline and Sue are the duo. And Caroline's the brains of the duo. So she got to go.
And it's like, you know who would have been the brains? Caroline?
Gabe. But they wouldn't have even all 3 been here for Gabe to be the brains because wasn't Sam the other vote that round and she randomly didn't vote him? Well. Well, so anyways, Caroline is now the vote. And Andy continues to push this idea, and this is when he's really pushing, let's make it 3-2. And Teeny does not want that to happen. Teeny is like, no, but Teeny never.
And it's like, but Teeny, how many times have you wanted something, you didn't stand on business, and the shit went haywire?
Yep.
Girl, you gotta start standing
on
business.
What is insanity? When you keep doing shit over and over again and not switching up, you should have stood on business. No, we are not splitting the votes. Wherever Sue and Caroline's voting, I'm voting. Period. You can vote with us or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm not splitting. She didn't do it.
Yeah. And then they got ate up by Sam and Genevieve. So it's like, ooh, it was over. Yeah.
Teeny goes to Sam and Genevieve. And Teeny is like, well, Genevieve, they're leaning towards you, I think. And Jeannie was like, okay. They are? And she's like, yes. She's like, okay, well, good. Let's just let them do that. Me.
Oh, y'all, Genevieve's acting. I need her to get an Emmy for this episode. I need Genevieve to get her Emmy because Mama is so quick with it. Oh, she's quick, so quick.
Very quick.
Keep
very
it on
quick.
me. Mm-hmm.
Keep it on.
Because I was like, how is she gonna naturally bring up this? And she did it so effortlessly. And it's like, oh.
And Teeny was like, are you implying what I think you're implying? And Genevieve was like, yes. Okay, yes. I got it. It was at the reward. I'm just keeping it cute. And Tina's like, do you have it on you? And Genevieve, she has a diary, but she's like, I can't show her the full thing because she's gonna be like, oh.
It almost got real bad, but it worked out perfectly because she goes to pull it out. She flashes it real quick, and then Andy comes. So she's like, oh, somebody coming. And that was all she needed. Now I will say, Teeny should have clocked her tea. So this is kind of on them a little bit because when Genevieve said, I don't have the parchment, I buried it, I'm like, that doesn't make no sense. Why would you bury the parchment? If I don't see a paper, you don't have shit, Mama.
I agree.
Period. That should be rule number one in Survivor. If I don't see the goddamn paper, you ain't got it.
You don't got it.
Because they always show the paper. There's never a situation when someone reveals a twist and the parchment doesn't get shown. But Teeny got ate the fuck up. Mind you, Teeny got ate up by someone who previously backstabbed them. So I truly don't get it.
Yep, I don't get it either. And it's kind of like learn from past Survivor seasons. I don't know, something. Because for me, at this moment, if Genevieve would have genuinely told me to have an idol, I'd be like, this girl don't got no fucking idol. You wouldn't tell me you have the idol. If you have the idol and you're trying to gag and goop the whole other side,
why would you're
not going to tell me? I feel like it would have been more believable if Genevieve was like, oh no way. Like if she pretended to like be actually scared by it, and then the propaganda of her having the idol, it would have been more believable to at least me. But clearly it worked on Teeny, so Genevieve did what she needed to do with Teeny, and we moved forward.
And I feel bad because it worked on Teeny because Teeny was like, I don't want Genevieve to go. So Genevieve's after the idol, everything's working good.
Yeah. like, oh my God. So Andy clarifies that the vote needs to be on Caroline for sure. Rachel tries one last time to be like, girl, we can just all put our votes on Sam. It's no need because I can use my blocker vote. Andy's like, girl, no, let's just split it. And then we go to the tribal council.
Oh, quickly, we have the conversation between Sue and Caroline, where Sue is like, they're a little bit too comfortable. If I'm sensing anything, I'm using that idol.
And
I knew
like, did you not sense nothing, mamas?
Sue ain't used. Come on, Sue.
She wasn't sensing nothing. It's no shade.
Oh my God! And they also explained this episode. I truly do not think that Sue was going to use that idol correctly, unless at this point she tells Rachel and they come up with something together. I never thought that Sue was going to use that idol in a way that was going to get her forward, unless she just uses it to get her to Final Five, which is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, and we also got this episode an explanation for why Sue face is always dirty as fuck.
We did.
Because Caroline at the beginning, she's like, I love Sue. That's my main apple scrapple. And she's always doing the dirty work. Literally.
Yeah.
She is going digging for idols. She's going digging for clues. She's going digging for treasures. So that is why her face is always dirty, I think.
The girls were saying it's her contour. Oh my God.
If it was her contour, I think it was cute.
Tyler said it was the dirt covering Sue's sisters.
Oh my God, please.
Y'all stupid.
No, honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna just leave her alone. She got it. She's 45. She got it.
Honestly though, because I said it on the phone as a joke, and I was like, how old is she really? Sue is 59 years old. I never really conceptualized that. But she is 59 out here on this island, winning individual immunities. Like, you better go. You better
go, girl. You better go. Now, let me just not say that. So we move forward. We go to the tribal council. At the tribal council, They're doing all that talking.
Oh, was she posted its contour on Instagram?
Oh, okay. It is contour.
That is not contour.
Well, it's not actually. I think it's dirt that she's using as contour. She eats it up if it's actually contour. I think it does contour her face. Our friend who was
I'm dead. Her most recent post. P.S. I know my face is dirty. Thanks for the reminders.
Okay, period.
We see it. I'm sorry.
But let me leave her alone. Let me leave her alone. She got it. She knows. She knows. She did it on purpose. She looks flattering. She looks
dirt contour is crazy.
I think dirt contour makes sense.
I don't want to rub dirt on my damn face.
He does.
Hey.
So we go to tribal council, and Genevieve and Sam put on a little performance again, and Sam is like, "Oh, do it, use your idol." And Genevieve was like, "I don't think I need to."
They are so nasty. Like,
what are y'all doing?
No, it's okay. I'm fine. I think I'm fine. And everyone else is just eating it up. They're like,
yep.
She ate that.
And at first I was like, what's the point of doing this? But also, like, doing this can extend the fake idol situation because now she didn't use it. Caroline got voted out. They were fine. And now next round, they could just be like, Genevieve still got her idol. Good luck, bitches. So, hey.
I would love to play somebody's face like that. That is so hilarious. It was so natural, too. I would have believed it. I would have believed that shit.
Yeah, no, me too. I would have been like, we got to get them out
that night.
We got to do something. But yeah, boom. Caroline gets voted out. And now we have our
She takes it gracefully, my queen.
As everything, I really love Caroline. Will we see her again?
Well,
I'm wondering.
Caroline. She'll be, oh my God, a great hero representative.
She would.
She would be a great hero representative. Be cute.
So we have our top 6. 3 women. Well, 2 women and Teeny. 3 women. And we have a non-binary. And we only have 2 men. So we've gotten a lot of women winners in this new era. Can we keep it up?
I think we are going to keep it up. I've been saying early on in this season, I think the person who's probably going to win is Rachel. I could easily see her win because of her edit. Just also her like the personality. I think it reminds me a lot of Kinsey. I don't know why. I just feel like I think their games are really similar, and I also think that the way the edit is showing them feels the same to me. I don't know. But in general, I could also see Andy winning still. It's really between one of them. I think it's between Rachel and Andy for sure. I don't think anyone else got a chance at all.
I agree. Child, let's get into
maybe Genevieve still. But I just think I don't know. I mean, she made it past this round. Like I'm low-key shocked that she's still here. No shade. I thought it would be a quicker decline, and she's still hanging on.
I do agree. All right, boom. Let's break them. Genevieve was child last week. Is Genevieve still child this week?
I mean, Genevieve was on the right side of the vote. Her acting was T. And she's my mother.
Me too.
So I think we move her back up to mother. I don't know.
It was a great week. She did not go home. Her allies are still here. Now it went from a 5-2 minority to 3v3.
Yep. And she's not even the biggest target out of that 3.
She's not the biggest target anymore. Potentially. That's my mother. Sorry.
Mwah.
Mwah. No bar. She literally only accepts child or mother.
Period.
She refuses.
That's her only 2 categories.
It's crazy. Next, Sam. Well,
I'm fine with Sam. You know, not too much on the mother. You know, but once again, I will say with Sam, it is very impressive that he's also still here. When he lost his power early in Merge, I thought that he would have a quicker decline as well, and he's still here. And I don't think that he is a slouch necessarily for the end game. Now, I don't know how he's being perceived on the island, especially compared to some of the other people. But you know, he's actively doing things. He had a lot of good moments pre-merge, and now similar to Genevieve, you know, he's on the right side of this vote. He helped make this happen. So I'm fine with him.
I agree with everything you said. Sue,
right where Sue might need to be a chop. Actually,
Sue might need to be a chop.
Your closest ally went home
again. All of Tuku is gone.
All of Tuku. She's the last Tuku.
I guess she still has a 3. Barely. I wouldn't.
Yeah, the 3, and both of them have an idol, and then Rachel got to the. So
she has an idol. She has an idol. Can you give someone with an idol a chop at top 6? An idol at top 6. They saying chop.
They saying chop. The chat saying chop.
Yeah, it's time to chop her.
Not below chop. What is she? No, Sue.
It's time to chop her. Next, Caroline.
Hold on. Good point from Tyler. She's make Final 5 guaranteed because of the idol. Okay. So we
right.
can keep on chop.
Yeah. I think there's an argument for Child because she has room, but she's seen as a dud, apparently. They now multiple people have said it. At first it was just Genevieve, but now Sam and Andy said that the duo of Caroline and Sue, Caroline's the brain, Sue is nothing. So they had to take out Caroline. So now it's like she's not even gonna win.
Child. If she were to pull off an iconic move with this idol, she could, but I don't think she is.
If she were to use the idol and take out Rachel, she would win the game.
Period.
Will she do that?
No.
Okay. Caroline, no shade. You got out Gabe. You got out Gabe. You got out Kyle, and you went home.
I feel like I like her, so I want.
But that's what happened.
Child.
But that is what happened. You excitedly took out Gabe, your ally.
Yeah.
You took out Kyle, your tribe member, and you went home.
And then you went home right
the
after
next
that.
round.
I feel like with Caroline, there was a lot of good qualities to her overall game, and I feel like there's so much untapped potential. I think that's what kind of a lot of people are seeing, but she never really had that breakout moment.
And we've got to do them. We got to give her an overall tier on the final, but right now, bad performance. Bad performance. You're fired. Fake news. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. Chat, is it Child or is it Chop?
I see a few
Child.
I see
Chopaline. Chopaline. Okay. Yeah, sorry, girl. Better than Sue.
Oh my god.
For me. Next, Teeny. Girl.
Teeny booty dreaming. Yes, I told
really Teeny is a Chop too. God damn.
Yeah.
Teeny's always constantly
Teeny a Chop.
Damn. All right, let's just chop her. Because like, girl,
wait, why all the comments came in?
Wait, what?
They were ready. They were ready.
Why is not letting me put her above Caroline? Okay, maybe she don't need to be.
Right.
Hold on. Next is Andy. He's in camp. I don't.
This is the mother. I'm sorry.
Is Andy a mother?
And Andy got to get his mother tier this episode. He do.
This is gonna be the most mothers we've had.
The most mothers and the most chops.
I do agree.
I mean, Andy
came
up with the plan. They perfectly executed it. Operation Italy.
Oh, beautiful. The only issue is I think this could make him the next biggest target. So one issue, and then issue number 2 is where did this idea come from? But we'll move past that. It's still 8. It executed. He ate it up. It could be potentially 3v3. So we'll see how it works. But mother for now, we got 3. Rachel's not moving. So for the rest of the season, probably. So there's that.
Okay. Should Rachel be mother this episode? Let's discuss.
Yes. Because they made this entire plan to take her out.
And where is she?
In. and she did it.
Was the target.
Because she's that girl. Literally. And then she won immunity. And then she clocked the plan and then was like, I really don't give a fuck because I'm immune. And she has an idol and she has a block vote.
And she's just that girl.
And she's just that girl.
Oh, HFG, this is unpopular opinion. I vote Sam for mother as well. I'm with you, HFG. I'm with you.
Maybe we could put him at the bottom. I mean, shit. Let's think about it. Sam, this episode, he flipped Andy. He took Andy on the trip purposefully to convince him to flip, and it worked. He did just as well as Andy and Genevieve. Maybe he is a mother.
Okay. And a mother.
Fuck it.
Period.
Fuck it. Why?
We have our... This is the craziest tier list
I think it works. I think it works. Chop, chop, and chop. Caroline above Sue and Teeny.
The one who went home is above 2 people in the game.
Yes, above Sue and Teeny. And then we have our mother. And hopefully our final 4. Our mother rate. our mother list.
I could easily see that being the Final Four. No,
I could easily see that being the Final because Sue was dud and Teeny is a chop. 2 chops. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is our tier. Take a screenshot, post it, send it to your friends because we're right. Next. Y'all, this has been a very even season when it came to our drafts because baby, we're back tied.
Wait, pause real quick. Y'all remember when Asia was on this season?
What?
That feels like 5 years ago. I swear to God, that was Survivor like 46 or something.
We literally were only here, not only, but we were mainly here for Asia. And now and I think that's another thing that has made this season like a little bit low, like on the bad side for me, because I was so excited for Asia. And then we had to see not Asia. And then we kind of latched on to Genevieve. Yeah. And then as soon as Genevieve slipped up, I was like, damn, I'm done.
That's the season.
I was like, damn it. But Genevieve is still bring Genevieve queen back right the fuck now. Yesterday, bring her back. I need to see her on Survivor 48.
Putting it in perspective like this, Asia was on Survivor before the election. It feels like 10 years ago.
Damn.
Before the election is crazy. Like literally.
Literally insane. But anyways, I won because if Rachel don't win, Genevieve better. But honestly, maybe not, because if they can take out Rachel's this big threat. If they can take out Rachel and Genevieve goes, Andy in final 3, Andy could. I think
I definitely think that when they mentioned Andy flipped again, I can't imagine them, because that's basically giving him credit for the move.
Yeah,
you can't not vote this man in the end. I mean, he flip flopped on all you, unless they're just bitter, which we've seen bitter jurors in Survivor, child.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't think you never know with jury, so I'm not going to pinpoint anything. Yeah, but I do think Andy has a chance. I don't think I'm winning with Sam. I don't think I'm winning with Sue. I think my biggest chance will be Andy. But I think you got it, girl. I think the spell is finally broken, and
and it's just moving on from there. Now we can have a real, because you put you put a 10-year spell, a 10 season spell, and after that 10th season or however many you won, you put a spell, and after that spell was finally broken by the strength of Chelsea the witch. Yeah, the good witch. We were able to move forward. So anyways, I'm gonna win finally, hopefully, and we move forward. Now, y'all, some of the girls don't watch, all of our different podcasts. We do have a Big Brother Rewind podcast where we've been covering things, and we made an announcement yesterday, and I want to let you guys know. Period. Here we are.
We have big things coming, mama.
Coming January 1st. January 1st, 2025, at the very beginning of the year, we will be launching our Reality Rewind segment, where we'll be rewinding as we've been doing with Big Brother. If you've been catching up and watching old reality shows, that could be any reality show that has already aired. We will be going back and watching them. What we want this to be is a Kingdom Come type of podcast, a very kingdomy, very fan servicey, we're a family. We want you guys to have a lot of impact on what show we're covering. So whatever show you guys want us to cover, we just want you guys to vote for it, and then we'll cover it. Whether it is an old season of one of these strategy type shows, an old season of a fun Bad Girls Club, a good Real World, it could literally be any reality
TV show ever. So we're gonna give y'all more details on it in soon, especially when we get started. We want this to be something where y'all help us decide which show we're covering. So it's just more interactive and fun.
So definitely tune in. And if you want to stick with it, join our community on Twitter, because that is where we'll be talking about the shows that we're covering at the time. And then you could probably even vote on there, depending on how we do it. But definitely tune in on January 1st. To be here on January 1st and join the community if you want to keep up, because baby, we'll be giving you all the details. Okay? Thank you so much. Period. Also, of course, we'll still be going to cover the rest of the Survivor episodes. There is 2 more. It's a 2-part finale. So next Wednesday and the Wednesday after that, definitely tune in for the rest of our Survivor coverage. The challenge will be going on for another month. So definitely tune in for our challenge coverage every Thursday for the next month. And then tomorrow is going to be our last Big Brother Rewind episode. So check out our Big Brother Rewind episode tomorrow. And then, baby, there is more stuff coming in January. So stay tuned because there's a lot of shows coming up
Right.
soon.
Well, they just announced Drag Race.
They just announced Drag Race premiere.
Traders UK and US.
And US is coming up. So, baby, we got some shit to cover. So definitely stay tuned. And thank you for keeping it real with the kingdom, baby. We out. Mwah.